Well, hey, welcome back, folks. Today we're going to talk about another home maintenance tip. For those of you who have a wood stove, good for you. They're great, it's a great source of heat, and it's actually fantastic for Sunday afternoons for falling asleep on the couch. Here we have a furnace today, or sorry, a wood stove, and on most wood stoves have a cap on the top. It's called rain cap, and it also keeps out the birds and stuff like that. It doesn't keep out the insects, but it does keep out the birds and the raccoons and stuff like that. Usually there's some way that they use to keep the cap on, and then this one there's a ring around it, a compression ring. So all it is just a Phillips screw and a nut there, and all we do is we take that off, and then there's a ring that comes off that, and we just put it on, and then that will just slide off like so. And then you've got that for put back on. So I'm just going to put it over there so I don't lose it. We don't want it to fall down. Now, most chimneys have either a 6 or an 8-inch size brush that you'll need that size of brush to push down the vent here, down the chimney. And now there's other kinds where you can actually, if you can see on the end of that, you can actually put a rope on the end of that and shove it down there so somebody at the bottom can pull that down. Now that's a miserable job. I wouldn't want it. So really all I do is, because our wood stove has a couple of bends in it when we get down there, I'm able to just shove this down and pull it back up like so. And there's about almost 20 feet of chimney down there. So I just got to keep sweeping it until it goes down. And I'm just going to do that for a minute, and then I'll show you at the end when we're done. So just if you want to. So one thing that you want to do is make sure you have a couple of extra lengths for shoving down the chimney cleaner, the sweep, the brush. So they just twist on typically, as you can see on the end of that guy. They just twist on, and you could just keep going down as far as many of those extensions as you have. So yeah, and then you just, when you're done sweeping it, you just pull it back out, untwist them like that, so they come off. It takes a few twists to get them off. Now it can be a bit dusty in that, so if you're concerned about the dust and debris that comes up out of it, it'd be a good idea to wear a mask. The other thing to do is, if you're nervous or afraid, or your wife is afraid, you should probably put a harness on and tie off somewhere. But I really have nowhere to go. There's a roof about 7, 8, maybe 10 feet from me here, so if I fall off, I'm not going anywhere. So we just sweep that up, so you get it done. Get her out. Wasn't too bad this year. We did clean it in the spring. So there you go. And then you just shove that back on. And if your cap is a bit dirty up there, you can give it a bit of a cleaning too. Make sure you don't lose the screw part, because if you don't have that, you can't put it back together, and it will blow off in the wind. So make sure you stick that back on there. Doesn't take much. It's very easy to do, just it's a bit time consuming. Inside we have to do a bit more work, because we got to pull the pipes all apart on the inside and make sure they're all clean. We got to take them outside and very carefully, because you get a lot of soot and dust and dirt inside the living room, and your wife ain't going to like you for that. So, or maybe your husband, maybe it's you women out there doing the cleaning up the chimney. So maybe your husband will get mad at you, or whoever you live with. So anyways, that's good and tight now. One thing else too is we're going to show you here in a second. I'm just going to get down off this part of the roof, and I'm going to show you something else that's extremely important. So just 1 minute while I get down. Okay, so down here on the chimney, so we got this length of chimney here, and when we bought this place, there's a few things that really needed some maintenance here. Somebody had got a permit to put this in, but getting a permit doesn't necessarily always mean that it's done properly. It's done safely, but not necessarily properly. So on these seams you can see here, I've actually put some extreme weather tape, because one of the years, actually the very first year we got here, water was running in here and then running down inside beside the chimney by our wood stove. Now these are designed so that they overlap one another so that you don't get water coming in, but for some reason it was backing up. So on all the seams, on all the pipes, I actually, as you can see there, and then up again there, so we actually put this extreme weather foil tape on, and it's worked really good. So this has been on there for about 4 years now, and I've just checked it all out, and it's actually in good condition. So, and then down here where the pipe comes through the roof in our living room, the flashing that sits on top of the steel roof, well, they just had this stuff nailed on, and so that gives perfect opportunity for it to leak. So we actually took it all off, and then we used a very flexible caulking, and we sealed underneath the flashing, and then we used roof screws to screw that down. And so that's good and tight, watertight now. So we've not had a leak yet in 5 years, so we're doing pretty good. So anyways, that's your tip for today. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot me a comment in the section below, and subscribe for more informational videos. Thanks again. Have yourself a great day.